Hello and welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and Hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we are on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including ATL FM Cape Coast, Might FM Tamalik, Bewa Radio Yendi, and in Kiligi FM Boli. Get radio, TV, and online content of the mindjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up, minority calls for a rejection of 1 billion cedi contingency vote in the 2024 budget, alleging past abuse by Finance Minister.
The fact that the minister has allocated over 1 billion Ghana cedis in this budget to a contingency vote means that he is simply trying to hide something from this, August House. And Mr. Speaker, we should not allow that to happen. We should not allow that to happen.
We have details as Notong MP Samuel Kujeto Ablakwa wonders why the fund can't be used to resettle flood victims.
Where is the contingency vote in this emergency situation? When life is at stake, when we have a humanitarian crisis.
Also in this bulletin, Joy Clean Ghana campaign records high impact as a study reveals 8 out of 10 persons have changed their approach to sanitation issues in the environment.
83% of the respondents said they had had a change in behavior after following the Joy Clean Ghana exercises.
And in business, Bank of Ghana to close down some non-bank financial institutions facing serious liquidity challenges. This will be coming up shortly in the bulletin. And with 72 hours to the NPP parliamentary primaries in orphan constituencies, our focus turns to Kankwe North, where sitting Ikropong MP Nana Madokia is poised to secure the party's mandate and return the seat to the NPP.
So what makes me unique is I have a big heart to love.
I made immense contribution to their living within a constituency.
I am Amiesi Nyamiche Thompson. Details now. The NDC minority is pushing to have more than 1 billion cedis allocated to the contingency vote in the 2024 budget rejected. According to Bolga East MP Dr. Dominic Ayine, the minister will abuse the fund. Now, you may recall the finance minister used part of the contingency fund for the National Cathedral, which led to the minority citing him for censure. The NDC MPs want the allocation rejected outright.
The fact that the minister has allocated over 1 billion Ghana cedis in this budget to a contingency vote means that he is simply trying to hide something from this, August House. And Mr. Speaker, we should not allow that to happen. We should not allow that to happen. We should have a situation where the specifics of expenditure relating to the contingency vote are made available to this House.
But Deputy Minister for Finance Abnao Seasari says the minority's fears are unfounded.
Monies in the contingency votes are also part of public funds, and public funds are guided by the Public Financial Management Act. So I just want to put on the table that contingency monies are not outside public funds. They are public funds, and they are rules guiding public funds.
Meanwhile, my MP for Notong, Samuel Kujeto Ablakwa, has been arguing that his constituents have been abandoned following the floods caused by the spillage of the Akosobo Dam. He has been wondering why part of the contingency fund can't be used to resettle victims.
These displaced persons are still putting up in schools in the most inhumane condition, insanitary condition. They are living like destitutes, like refugees in their own country. But Mr. Speaker, the issue is that this House has approved a contingency vote of 533 million cedis. Why are we not feeling the impact of that money? Why?
And talking about floods, the Member of Parliament for Ningo Prampram constituency, Sam George, is calling for the arrest of the former manager of the Doanya Irrigation Dam. According to him, the former manager is alleged to have sold lands meant for the buffer zone of the dam. More than 600 individuals' homes were flooded. Mavis, one of the severely impacted residents, shared her ordeal with Joy News.
During that 5 years, we'll be experiencing it every year, like during rain season. So we thought this time around, like, we are free because we entered almost getting to the dry season. Then yesterday, the water came.
The rain has carried all our belongings away, and the remaining ones are spoiled. My child was also nearly carried away by the water current.
We can now listen to Sam George, who wants the police to arrest the former manager of the dam.
immediate past chief manager of the Doina irrigation farm who did it. I'm trying to get his name and number, and I will put it out and demand that the police arrest him, because he cannot on his own wake up and sell the reservoir of the stream. Who gave him the authority to sell state land?
Away from that, petitioners contesting the controversial goods restriction legislative instrument are pushing for further consultations on it after the Speaker of Parliament gave the go-ahead for the LI to be laid on Thursday. The minority and some industry players are opposing the LI, fearing its passage could ruin the economy. But despite the opposition, Speaker has given Trade Minister Katie Hammond the green light to lay it, but President of the Food and Beverages Association, John Owuni, says he and 5 other petitioners are to meet the minister for further consultation.
We've sent a petition to the Speaker, we've sent petition to the Select Committee on Trade, we've sent petition to the Minister of Trade himself. What we're expecting is that maybe tomorrow the Minister of Trade will allow us to meet with him so that we can dialogue and see what we can do in order to boost local boost the patronage and consumption of locally produced goods.
Now, the Joy Clean Ghana campaign is yielding positive behavioral changes as 8 out of 10 persons within the Accra metropolis have changed their approach to sanitation in their communities. This was contained in a survey conducted by the Accra Metropolitan Assembly into the impact of the campaign over a 2-year period. There's more in the following report.
The Accra Metropolitan Assembly has quickened its steps to introduce star rating systems to improve sanitary conditions. Just like hotels receive stars, the AMA has commenced the assessment of public toilet facilities with a star rating system.
That was one of the episodes where the AMA was on inspection tour of some public toilet facilities. After 4 years of airing the Joy Clean Ghana campaign, the AMA has conducted a research into its impact on the audience. The survey was done in 3 sub-metros called clusters of the AMA.
250 respondents were selected from each of the 3 sub-metros for the study. Also, 30 respondents each from the 10 regions, making 300, were also interviewed, making a total of 1,050 respondents.
The study found that 83% of the respondents have had a change in behavior after the exercises.
3 members of parliament are hoping to push a private member's bill aimed at making clean air a fundamental human right. Accra is Africa's fastest growing city, and air pollution from transport, industry and agriculture is becoming a growing hazard to our health, food supply and the climate. The bill seeks to ignite a wider debate in the country that leads to groundbreaking change. Beat reporter Michael Ashale has more on the following report.
I don't know whether we have a law backing the pollution or not. I don't know, unless maybe you have to educate me.
That's Abraham Ni Odai, an assemblyman for Nkwontanan West, who is responsible for the local governance of a part of Medina. Medina is home to a bustling bus terminal and frequently experiences prolonged traffic congestion. It's also home to one of the biggest markets in Accra.
Municipal Assembly cannot do much. If a law has been passed from the parliament, it will cushion this thing to be sanitize the place. But with the environmental officers in our municipality, they can't do much.
NDC Member of Parliament for Medina and human rights lawyer Francis Xavier Sosu is one of a few legislators interested in the clean air space. He says the problem can no longer be left to the local assemblies to deal with.
The state level, our environmental protection vision has not been very clear. And I haven't seen like the direct set targets and whether we are actually achieving those targets.
Michael Ashale with that report. And in what is evolving into a political spectacle, the upcoming parliamentary primaries in Okankwe North presents a challenging battle. Nana Madokia, the sitting MP for Ekropon and Deputy Trade and Industry Minister, will attempt to fend off opposition from 5 party stalwarts to represent the party in a different constituency. Here's Raymond Akwa's report.
Notable among them are lawyer and two-time aspirant Ken Kranche, former constituency treasurer and polling station executive Prince Owusu Mensah, and former deputy CEO for Maslog and prominent NPP communication team member Efia Kutu.
So what makes me unique is I have a big heart to love, I have a big heart to serve, and I don't believe getting into Parliament is an honor. No, it's a place to serve.
But looming as the most formidable opponent is a former member of Parliament for the area, Husseini Issa, who is bent on working his way back to the legislature. Here's why.
The constituents, by and large, agree that when they gave me the opportunity the first time around, I made immense contribution to their living within the constituency. I contributed towards the development of education, health issues, sanitation issues, youth development issues, job creation issues within the constituency.
And that is it for the bulletin. In our top story, minority calls for a rejection of 1 billion cedis contingency vote in the 2024 budget, alleging past abuse by Finance Minister. I am Amiesi Nyamiche Thompson. Up next is Business on the Super Morning Show.
You know, you see that.